Hello, hello, wonderful people. This is Olga with AskYourSoul.org, and I've just come back from Costa Rica from a vacation with my husband, which was really fun. And I actually have a Pura Vida bracelet on me because they use this phrase like literally every day, all day, and they say like thank you and you're welcome and everything in between with Pura Vida. So I just, pure life. I really love that, and just wanted to bring a piece of that back to Colorado. And probably by the time you see this video, because I still have to edit a few more before I post this one, it's gonna be like, I don't know, like a month after this vacation, so it's gonna be fun to watch. Okay, so I thought today we would do a pick a card reading, and we're just gonna have 3 piles, and this one's just gonna be a message for you from your spirit guides. So let's see what we have. Okay, here we go. And these are actually stones I brought with me from Costa Rica because I love crystals, and these just looked really beautiful. Let's see. So this is going to be pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And I'm going to have timestamps below this video, so if you want to just go ahead and like skip to whichever pile you choose, then see the timestamps in the description. Okay, so pile 1. Oh, interesting. Moving on. Hopefully you can see these. Okay, so what I'm getting from these is that there is a situation in your life, or there was one recently, where you really had to make a choice whether or not you're gonna move on from this situation, and it looks like you are choosing to move on, but it really looks overall like that is the best thing to do for your situation, because it seems like there was something about it that you've been really struggling with and you couldn't really do anything about it. It was just there for you to either accept completely or move on. And you were like, you know what? Nope, I'm gonna have to stand my ground and I'm gonna have to move on. And what I love about this is that it has positive movement forward. So as long as you're very elaborate with your choice, as long as you have really put a lot of thought into it and you are responding to your heart and what your heart actually wants from this situation or from this person or whoever, then the right thing to do is to actually move on. But it looks like this wasn't an easy decision for you to make. It's just something that you kind of were forced to do, and it's something that unless you do move on, it's gonna just keep repeating itself and happening over and over in your life, and we all know how fun that is. Not so hopefully you did make this decision already and you are on your way to moving on completely, which is wonderful. And it looks like this is going to be a positive movement forward, even if it's just you moving forward, without someone that you had to leave behind. And I'm also going to pull another card just as an archangel message for you guys. One sec. Okay, and here's our message from your archangels. It says, spread your wings. Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. You guys, how beautiful is this? I feel like the whole message is very congruent, and like even these birds, they're soaring, and there's another bird that's soaring, there's more birds that are soaring. It's basically like you are ready to spread your wings, whether or not you fully realize it yet. And let's go ahead and read the guidebook message, because I love reading these 4 archangel cards. Although you may feel intimidated by the prospect of change and by the thought of moving past your comfort zone, you are ready to fly high. Welcome new opportunities and know that it's safe to follow your heart and dreams. Keep your focus on love, service, and spirit, and avoid naysayers or skeptics. Remember that you inspire others with your story of turning challenges into victories. How awesome is that? And it also says, working with Archangel Ariel. Ariel loves all living beings and gladly helps them all. She's a master manifester, and she's especially supportive of people who are healers, teachers, and service workers. She's very partial to the environmental area, and she works closely with the nature angels to protect and heal animals, particularly the birds, animals, and fish who live near or in the water. One way to work with Ariel is to participate in environmental work, including picking up trash near a lake, stream, or ocean, donating time or money to an environmental cause, or switching to environmentally friendly cleaning supplies. I love this. Very powerful message, and I hope you really take this one to heart and let it be exactly the support and inspiration that you need in order to take this next step in your life, whatever that might be. Okay, now we're gonna do pile number 2. And pile number 2 is with this beautiful stone, and I really need to look these up because unfortunately I don't remember which ones they are. I mean, I think this one is a citrine. Looks like a citrine, but this one I totally... Something that starts with a K, I think. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, so let's see what you got there. Oh, okay. And this looks like another really beautiful message because it kind of makes me think that you also have a choice to make and a decision to make, but it's almost like you can have it all. Like with this card, look at this. It says material harvest, and then the first one is love begins. It's such a beautiful card. So actually this one also makes me think that it's really important for you to focus on your third eye, developing your third eye, and maybe you are one of those people who is actually very psychic and spiritual, and you know, maybe spirituality is a big part of your life and it's very important for you. But I think this message is encouraging you to not pay attention to literally anyone else. Like, if anyone else seems like they have it all, you know, like often when we look on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and we're like, wow, their posts are amazing, I can't believe they're doing this and that, and they look great, and they're traveling and enjoying life so much and making so much money or whatever, you know, it's really easy to get off track because you think that, you know, whatever they're doing, maybe that's what you should be doing, and maybe you have a choice to do just that. So it's kind of hard to keep your own priorities straight and to figure out exactly what it is that you actually want. What does your soul want? What did it come here to do? What is your soul's purpose? You know, you have to be very clear on that before you can actually proceed, because otherwise, if you do start living based on other people's values and interests and everything else, you're just going to get off track. You're not going to ever feel as happy or satisfied. Not to mention, we have no idea if those people that you see, you know, that look on the outside like they've got it all, we have no idea if that's actually the case and how they feel inside. Maybe they feel like crap inside and they just really need this external validation, and that's why they're posting all this stuff, to get some likes, to make people comment and be like, wow, like this is wonderful. You know what I mean? I just feel like so much of it is very surfacey and shallow most of the time. Not always, but most of the time I feel like. So it's really important for you to understand what the heck is it that you have come here to do. What do you feel you're being called to do? And I feel like for you specifically, something with psychic powers is kind of a big deal. So maybe you have like a new interest in this, and you know, love begins for this new interest, and you're like, well, this is interesting, I have this interest, but I'm not sure if I should proceed, or like, what should I choose, you know, because you have all these other choices, and then you start looking around and like trying to figure out what's everybody else doing. But again, you're being called to pay attention to your intuition, to your third eye chakra, to like, what do you feel, what do you see in your future? Like, what, when you visualize the perfect future for yourself, the future where, not perfect, but like the future where you're fulfilled and satisfied and happy, what is that future like? Just spend some time really focusing on that visualization and make it a daily meditation if possible. It doesn't have to be long, it can be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, but as long as you can, like the more clear you are, the easier it's gonna be for you to make decisions that are gonna get you there. And so if you do that, material harvest is pretty much guaranteed. You know, it looks like you don't even have to worry about that, as long as you actually follow what's in your soul and heart, as long as you follow what you want. But ultimately, that decision is up to you. And I think I just heard this like the other day. Somebody said that they believe that free will always trumps your destiny. And that just kind of stuck with me. And I was like, yeah, maybe it does. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard to know if you're like predestined to do something. But I feel like we're just given these choices. Nothing is set in stone. You're just given these opportunities. You're given these choices. But ultimately, the choice is up to you. And whatever you choose, it's not necessarily horrible or whatever wrong. It's just a different way to go. Maybe it's not what you as a spirit were planning to do when you incarnate, right? But now that you're here, you have a choice. Nobody's judging you. It's just whatever you feel is right for you. So I just want to encourage you to really go with your intuition on this one. Pay attention to what you feel called to do. Pay attention to what you keep visualizing. And try not to worry about the financial aspect of it, which I know is not easy, but looks like everything is gonna be very, very nice for you. So hopefully that's the case, and I hope this message encourages you to do exactly what you feel you should be doing. Okay, and now we're gonna do... Oh, and I almost forgot. We also have an archangel message for you. So, it says clear your space. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. This is definitely something that I could benefit from, but I'm also gonna read the guidebook message for the archangel card, because I love reading those. Let me see what it says. Your work and home environments affect you on many levels. Clutter can erode your energy, creativity, and prosperity. I'll help you find the time and motivation to clear interferences from your physical environment. Together, we'll release anything that's not serving you. We'll donate, recycle, or discard unused items. We'll open the windows to circulate fresh air in the rooms, and I'll escort lower energies away. You'll notice huge improvements in all areas of your life as a result of this endeavor. Working with Archangel Jophiel, I hope that I'm pronouncing this correctly. Jophiel's aura is deep rose pink, signifying her beautiful, loving, and caring nature. Dark pink crystals and pink rubellite are associated with Jophiel's energy. Anytime you're involved with redecorating or spring cleaning, call upon Jophiel to help you. It's like having your own spiritual interior decorator and feng shui consultant. Nice. Definitely good to have one of those. Yeah, so sounds like maybe the next thing you should do is actually clear your space as much as possible. Okay, so now we're gonna do pile number 3 with this beautiful stone. I think this is citrine. Again, I'm not totally sure, but I'm gonna look it up next time. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Wow, so it actually seems like you are in a lot of emotional turmoil, and something kind of like really important is going on in your life, and you're kind of, you're just really feeling out of sorts right now. And I think the biggest problem is that maybe someone in your life is making you feel like you're not good enough, or some kind of a situation is making you feel this way. And to me, it seems like maybe you're going through a breakup, or something happened in terms of your love relationship where you do have memories of love, but they're actually just making you sad. You're like trying to let it go. You're like trying to find your space again, and to kind of like gain your confidence back, and to feel like you're okay, like you're a whole person, despite the fact that you had to break up with this person, or they broke up with you, despite the fact that this relationship was over. And it's not certain if it's temporary or not, but I don't think that's even the point. I think that you kind of felt like you had no choice but to actually withdraw emotionally. You had to let it go. You had to move on. It's not like you wanted to. It's not like this was a choice that was easily made for you, but it felt like being in that relationship was just tearing you apart. It was like completely disrupting every part of your life and your psyche, and you were like, I can't do this anymore. It's really bad for me. It's bad for my soul. It's not feeding me. And the solar plexus chakra, this is where our self-confidence is. This is, it's actually located right below the rib cage. And This one is also all about like intuition, and this is where you get the feeling. You know how they say like you get a feeling in the gut? Like this is it. This is where you get the feeling in the gut. So like if you had a feeling that it was time to go, then it was time to go. And it's about your self-esteem, it's about your willpower, your vitality, your confidence. It's a really, really important one. And it feels like you were just getting drained. You know, you have to be really careful about noticing when people around you make you feel drained. Because if they do, okay, not to say that that's it, like they're horrible, negative people, you should never be around them, right? Because everybody goes through good times and bad times and feeling good and feeling bad and draining other people as well. I don't remember who said, I think it was like Carolyn Mace, surprise, surprise. But she was like, believe me, there's always somebody who's in therapy because of you. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because we never think that way. We think that we're so nice and just whatever. Who could ever like suffer because of us, right? And yet that's the case, you know? So like we all kind of have our bad and good days and whatever years. So it's more about just being really clear about what you want. Do you really want to be with this person or these people in general, despite the fact that they drain the hell out of you? If it's just one time, if it's a couple times, whatever, that's fine. They're just maybe out of sorts themselves. But if it's constant and you're just like, oh my God, I really need more energy, I really need to find a way to feel better, and they're just like holding me in the space of feeling shitty and tired and drained and unsatisfied. So of course you have no choice but to move on, but it doesn't mean that you don't love them. Of course it doesn't. You had them there for a reason, maybe for a long time. So those memories are painful and it's really hard to let them go. But at the same time, I love that this one has spiritual strength. It's just saying that you have an amazing capability to deal with the situation. You have so much strength inside of you that you can always tap into, and it's always available. But I think the biggest recommendation here is to really spend time meditating, especially if you already had to withdraw and just kind of like spend some time by yourself. This is a perfect time for you to really focus on how you're feeling, on what are the next steps you want to make, what changes do you want to make in your life, how do you want to approach this situation, do you want to keep dealing with this, or is it time to let it go? But regardless, it's about you finding this inner spiritual strength. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There's always something you can do in order to feel like you're not alone. You can find a support group. You can literally just read some forums about people going through the same situations and like deal with that and kind of get their point of view and maybe understand yourself and your situation better, considering like what they're going through and through seeing it through their eyes. Maybe the best thing you can do is pray. I mean, prayer is amazing and it's so incredibly powerful. So, you know, if there's literally nothing else that you want to do, or if you just don't know what to do, prayer is possibly like the best next thing that you should do. And pay attention to like what happens in the next few days afterwards and how everything unravels, and just really try to keep this faith that this too shall pass. You know, everything passes. It's really incredible. Our life, it's moving so fast, and it seems like day to day it seems super slow, but then you look back and it's like 5 years have passed and you're like, wait, what? Or like, you know how in Google Photos it shows you sometimes, memories from like 5 years ago, and just shows you some pictures, and it's unbelievable. Like, I'm always looking at them like, this can't possibly have been 5 years ago. No, this just seems like a week ago or something, you know? So just keep in mind that everything passes, good and bad. And so just please try to find some inner strength in yourself, and don't ever hesitate to ask for help from other people, and really focus on developing your spiritual self right now. I feel like this is what it's all about right now for you. Spiritual strength. You have to really look into yourself and figure out what is supporting you on this journey, what is hindering your journey, who is helping you, who is making it harder, what's your goal, how are you feeling inside, and how can you make yourself feel better and do something that will be really meaningful to you and important to you. And maybe this is even like in service to others. But before that happens, it's really important that you stop and really look deep within and maybe meditate on what's happening and what is the situation really teaching you? What's the grander lesson behind it? And then let's see, last card, which is your Archangel's message. Wow, it says clear sentience, which is very interesting because solar plexus chakra is all about clear sentience. And it says Archangel Regiel, again, I have no idea if I'm saying it right. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. And let's see also what the guidebook says about this one. Please honor your feelings. Don't be afraid of deep emotions or intense feelings. I can help you distinguish between your own feelings and those of others. I'll also help you clear any energies you may absorb. I'll guide you toward people, situations, and places with clear and loving energy. Your repetitive emotions and physical feelings provide important information, so please notice and follow these feelings. They're answers to your prayers. Ask me to help translate confusing messages so that you'll clearly know which steps to take. It also says, like an air traffic controller, Regiel oversees archangels and angels, ensuring harmony, cooperation, and order among them all. In this same way, he'll help you sort all of your feelings, enabling you to notice, understand, and follow them. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, so looks like you really need to pay attention to how you feel emotionally and physically, and take that as your guidance. Just keep in mind that there's no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. I know it's a cliche, okay, but it's freaking true. And so you really have to pay attention to how you feel and spend some time figuring out, like, why do you feel this way? What is it about this situation or this person or people that's making you feel this way? What can you do to get through this? What can you do to improve your life? And definitely spend some time meditating and praying about this situation. And I really, really hope that everything gets resolved really super fast for you. And one day you're going to look back at this situation and be like, well, it had to happen this way. Otherwise, this and that wouldn't have happened and I wouldn't be where I am. So stay strong. And I'm sending you a ton of love and light. I hope you have a wonderful day or night and find lots of reasons to enjoy life. Wishing you all the best, you guys. Bye!